Have you ever felt out of place and unloved, despite being surrounded by many people? Do you often wonder why you feel such a distance? Today, our video will uncover the hidden secrets behind these feelings. Through the lens of Stoicism, we will reveal 7 unexpected signs that you might have missed. Signs that someone may not really like you, but is pretending otherwise. This video will not only help you recognize the true nature of those around you, but it will also equip you with psychological tools to protect yourself from negative influences. You will learn how to detect and deal with dishonest interactions, boosting your confidence in all communications and safeguarding your mental well-being. We appreciate it if you watch until the end of the video, and will also share essential skills so you can not only identify, but also subtly and cleverly handle these complex relationships. Stay tuned till the end to discover valuable secrets that will change how you perceive and interact with the world around you. Are you ready to change the way you connect with others? If so, click the bell icon, share, and like the video to support our channel. Don't miss any part of today's journey, as we will help you broaden your perspective and improve your relationships with others through profound advice from Stoicism. Join us now as we explore and face the challenges in your relationships. Number 1. They're always joking about your flaws. One often encounters individuals who revel in making jokes at others' expense, focusing humor on their acquaintances' shortcomings. These jesters find amusement in highlighting the quirks, mistakes, and minor imperfections of others, often with a disarming smile and a casual dismissal. "I'm just messing with you." Initially, these comments may seem benign, mere playful banter. However, upon closer inspection, it becomes evident that these remarks are not purely in good fun, but are rather pointed barbs, carefully crafted to undermine self-esteem incrementally. The Stoics teach us that true friendship is supportive and uplifting, not deprecating. When someone consistently uses your flaws as the butt of jokes, they're not acting out of affection, but are instead testing the limits of disrespect you are willing to endure. This subtle manipulation serves as a means for them to maintain a position of dominance, anchoring you below them under the guise of humor. Standing up for oneself is not just a right, but a necessity when these jokes cross into the territory of disrespect. Surrounding oneself with people who uplift rather than demean should be the standard, not the exception. True companions celebrate your strengths and support you through weaknesses. They do not continually highlight your flaws for their amusement. The consequences of tolerating such demeaning humor, even to keep the peace, are far-reaching. Permitting these jokes, even if seemingly trivial, sets a precedent that can slowly erode one's self-esteem, leading to self-doubt. The more one tolerates, the more emboldened the joker becomes, and the more one's self-worth is questioned. I learned through personal experience that by not challenging these jokes, I was implicitly allowing them to continue. It was only when I began to assertively set boundaries and demand respect that I noticed a change in how others treated me and, crucially, how I perceived myself. Therefore, the next time you are the target of a joke, take a moment to assess. Is the humor genuine, or is there an underlying barb? If it's the latter, it's imperative to address it. While calling out such behavior might risk the relationship, preserving one's dignity is paramount. Life is too brief to waste on those who do not appreciate your true value. If someone's idea of friendship is predicated on belittling you, it is perhaps time to seek more genuine connections. Stand firm, voice your discontent, and never permit anyone to diminish your worth. This stance not only aligns with Stoic principles, but also empowers you to take control of your narrative and relationships. Number 2, they give compliments that sting like insults. We've all experienced it. Someone offers you a compliment that, instead of lifting your spirits, leaves a sour taste in your mouth. These compliments come packaged as praises, but carry a hidden sting, making you wonder, was that really a compliment, or was it an insult? This type of ambiguous feedback, often delivered with a smile, can confuse and undermine your self-esteem more effectively than outright criticism. Such compliments are dual-natured. They flatter superficially while subtly demeaning you. For instance, I recall presenting a project I had diligently worked on to my colleagues. One, who I believed supported me, commented, "Wow, this is actually pretty good for someone like you." The initial praise was overshadowed by the latter remark, a subtle jab implying that my usual efforts were subpar. These so-called compliments are crafted not to uplift, but to sow self-doubt, keeping you questioning your capabilities and worth. Often, these remarks serve as a power tactic, allowing the giver to maintain a semblance of superiority under the facade of praise. The underlying message is belittling. I acknowledge your effort, but it will never be on par with mine. This toxic positivity is typically employed by individuals who perceive your potential as a threat. By delivering these veiled insults, they aim to keep you in a perpetual state of uncertainty about your abilities, symbolically patting you on the back while simultaneously anchoring you down. It's not uncommon for people, driven by their insecurities, to let these slip into their compliments, subtly reinforcing their perceived dominance. However, you are not obliged to tolerate this masked hostility. It's crucial to recognize these remarks for what they truly are: reflections of the speaker's insecurities, not genuine assessments of your abilities. When confronted with a backhanded compliment like, "You're smarter than you look," or "impressive given your experience," challenge it. Asking for clarification not only compels the speaker to address the embedded insult, but also signals that you are aware and unwilling to engage in their demeaning charade. In sum, never allow covert negativity to shape your self-perception. Whether it emanates from a friend, colleague, or family member, remember that your worth is not up for negotiation. Authentic compliments should empower and affirm you, not seed doubt. If someone's words prompt you to question your value, it's prudent to scrutinize their intentions. Life is too brief to surround yourself with those who cannot sincerely celebrate your achievements. Instead, choose to connect with individuals who recognize and appreciate your true worth, offering genuine, unreserved praise devoid of any hidden resentment. Please share your stories about how you've managed to distance yourself from toxic individuals or any personal experiences where you've overcome such challenges. Have you ever faced and dealt with negative criticism? Your experiences and strategies can not only help you develop personally, but can also assist others in our community. Leave a comment below and join the discussion. Let's work together to build a supportive community where we can all advance and support one another. Number 3, they subtly exclude you from plans. Social exclusion can manifest subtly, often masquerading as forgetfulness or last-minute changes in plans by those we consider friends. It's the small omissions, like not being invited to a dinner, a party, or a weekend getaway, that can sting profoundly. Typically, the explanations offered are that it was an oversight, things were arranged at the last minute, or perhaps more dismissively, it was assumed you were too busy to participate. However, these justifications seldom mask the truth. This isn't mere forgetfulness, but a deliberate act of exclusion. I've felt the sting of this exclusion myself. Once I stumbled upon photos of my friends at an event, having fun without me, an event I would have enjoyed and hoped to attend. Yet, there was no mention of it to me before it took place. When I brought it up later, the excuses were lined up ready. "We thought you had other plans," or "It came together so suddenly." These excuses barely concealed the underlying message. They hadn't considered me a part of their plans. This pattern of behavior is not just thoughtlessness, it's a tacit statement. It's a way for them to distance themselves without having to confront the situation directly, hoping instead that you'll gradually distance yourself from the group to avoid any uncomfortable confrontations. It's a cowardly strategy, yet it's alarmingly effective and all too common. Accepting their excuses without question only allows this behavior to continue. It lets them dictate your role and presence in their lives. Instead, recognizing these actions for what they are, intentional and exclusionary, is vital. It empowers you to assert your place in social settings, or to make the difficult decision to seek out a community that genuinely appreciates and respects you. In the spirit of Stoic wisdom, it is essential to confront these realities bravely and to choose your associations wisely, ensuring they are reflective of your worth and values. Number 4, they're busy only when it comes to you. We've all been there, hearing someone say, "I'm so busy these days. Sorry, I can't hang out." It seems like a valid excuse. After all, everyone's busy. But doubts start to surface when a pattern emerges where they appear to have time for everyone except you. They're available for other friends, as evidenced by the stream of photos and updates from various outings. Yet, when you propose plans, they're invariably swamped with other commitments. The uncomfortable truth crystallizes. They're not too busy, they're just too busy for you. This realization can sting, especially when you value the relationship. Initially, I reacted by waiting quietly on the sidelines, hoping my patience would eventually pay off with an invitation. However, this passive approach only cemented my position as an outsider. It took a shift in perspective and a dose of Stoic resolve to change the dynamics. I started to address the issue directly, questioning why I was consistently left out. This confrontation, though tense, was necessary. It brought the underlying issues to the forefront. The reactions varied. Some friends were defensive, others apologetic, and a few genuinely unaware of how their actions affected me. This dialogue opened up an opportunity for change. It underscored a vital Stoic lesson. Those who truly value your presence will make the effort to include you, no matter how last-minute the plans are. If this effort is absent, it might be time to reconsider the value of these relationships. You deserve to be surrounded by people who see your worth and show it by including you in their lives. If you're consistently omitted, don't just let it slide. Confront the issue, ask the hard questions, and brace yourself for the answers, even if they're not what you want to hear. It's better to know where you stand than to remain in the dark, perpetually puzzled about your place in their lives. In the end, remember, you are not merely an option, but a priority. Cultivate relationships with those who treat you as such, reinforcing the Stoic ideal of recognizing and insisting on your intrinsic worth. Surround yourself with people who make you feel valued, not those from whom you have to seek validation or approval. Once, I had a friend named Marco, a jovial and social guy who was the center of our friend group. We used to meet up often for coffee and movies, and I considered him a close friend. However, over time, I noticed a shift. Marco started organizing outings and dinners, and I heard about them only after they happened, usually through social media or mutual friends. When I asked Marco about it, he always had the same response. "Oh, it was such a last-minute plan? I thought you were busy." This pattern continued, and each excuse stung a bit more. I couldn't help but feel sidelined, wondering why I wasn't worth the consideration. It was during this period that I began delving into Stoic philosophy, and one particular lesson from Epictetus struck a chord. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. It dawned on me that perhaps I needed to listen more to what Marco's actions were saying, rather than his words. Taking this Stoic advice, I decided to confront the issue directly. One evening, I invited Marco for a walk. As we strolled, I shared my observations and feelings openly, stressing how his actions made me feel excluded and undervalued. I wasn't confrontational, but spoke from a place of vulnerability and sincerity. Marco was taken aback. He hadn't realized the impact of his actions. He apologized, admitting he had been thoughtless in his rush to organize things. This conversation was a turning point. While not all outings included me afterward, the frequency of my invitations increased, and Marco made more of an effort to communicate. This experience taught me a valuable Stoic lesson about the importance of direct communication and asserting one's value in relationships. It reminded me that true friends will make efforts to show they value you, and sometimes they need a nudge to be made aware of their oversights. From this, the advice is clear. If you feel excluded, speak up. Don't assume malice or disinterest. Sometimes people are genuinely unaware. Use direct, honest communication as your tool. It's not just about making your feelings known. It's about giving others the chance to rectify their mistakes, which is a powerful step towards maintaining and deepening meaningful relationships. In doing so, you honor not only your worth, but also the potential for others to rise to better friendship practices. Number 5. Recognizing the signs of physical avoidance. Let's address a subtle yet significant indicator in our interactions: the avoidance of physical contact. It's not just about shying away from intimacy, it's about understanding a fundamental aspect of human connection: physical touch. This form of interaction is pivotal, not only for establishing romantic bonds, but also for building trust and rapport in any relationship. When someone habitually avoids even minimal contact like handshakes or a casual pat, it signals a deeper discomfort or disconnection. Consider this scenario. A colleague who is normally interactive with others consistently recoils from any physical contact with you. At first, this might be dismissed as mere personal preference or discomfort. However, when the behavior is conspicuously selective, it becomes a clear communication of distance and perhaps discomfort, specifically with you. Such selective avoidance can be unsettling, revealing that the level of comfort they exhibit with others does not extend to your relationship. It's essential to understand that while some individuals might naturally prefer less physical contact, the Stoic approach would remind us to perceive the situation clearly without immediate emotional reaction. If the avoidance is selective and consistent, it reflects a lack of connection or even underlying issues that need to be addressed. Ignoring these signs does not dissolve the discomfort. Instead, it often amplifies misunderstanding and emotional strain. Through a Stoic lens, we learn the value of confronting such realities directly. Facing these uncomfortable truths can lead to enlightening, albeit tough, conversations which might either mend fences or clarify the need to redefine boundaries. It's about respecting your own need for genuine connections and not settling for relationships marred by unspoken tensions. Physical contact transcends mere touch. It is an expression of emotional availability and trust. If someone's behavior suggests a deliberate avoidance of this basic interaction, Consider it a significant sign. Act with wisdom. Engage in open dialogue to unearth the reasons behind this behavior and decide how best to proceed. Your well-being and the integrity of your relationships deserve nothing less. Remaining attuned to these non-verbal cues not only protects your emotional health, but also guides you towards more fulfilling and honest relationships. Number 6. Understanding fair-weather friendships through Stoic wisdom. A true test of any relationship, whether it's friendship or more, emerges during times of adversity. The ancient Stoics taught us that crisis doesn't just test character, it reveals it. So when someone consistently disappears precisely when you need support, it unveils a truth about the nature of your relationship. This absence is not merely inconvenient. It is a vivid signal of their real priorities and commitment to the bond you share. Consider the implications. If a person is only present during your successful or easy moments, but notably absent during your struggles, this pattern speaks louder than words. It's not just flakiness, it's a clear indication that their investment in the relationship is conditional, dependent on their convenience rather than mutual support and resilience. Stoic philosophy encourages us to observe these actions dispassionately and learn from them. Rather than reacting emotionally or with resentment, see this behavior as a guide to recalibrating your expectations and possibly reevaluating the relationship. Marcus Aurelius, a notable Stoic, advised treating life's challenges as opportunities to grow and learn, including learning who truly values and supports you. Confronting this reality may be painful, but it is essential for your personal growth and emotional health. Acknowledging that someone may not be as invested in your well-being as you are in theirs allows you to focus on relationships that are truly reciprocal. It's about fostering connections that are not only pleasant in good times, but also steadfast in trials. In essence, when someone disappears in your times of need, regard it as a critical insight into where you stand with them. This knowledge empowers you to invest your time and energy into more reliable and supportive relationships, aligning with the Stoic pursuit of living a life true to one's values and those who genuinely respect and uphold them. The story of weathered relationships, seen through the lens of Stoic philosophy, offers a profound lesson about the true nature of human connections. In a small European town, there were two close friends, John and Alex. They had known each other since their early school days and had become inseparable, sharing joys during weekend picnics and adventurous trips. Their relationship seemed unshakable. However, when Alex faced a financial crisis due to some investment mistakes, John began to distance himself. He started avoiding Alex and declined all offers of help, claiming he was busy with work and family. Alex, who deeply valued their friendship, felt heartbroken and betrayed. During his days of reflection in loneliness and disappointment, Alex realized that not all relationships could withstand the test of circumstances. He gradually learned to accept this reality and sought support from other friends who were ready to stand by him without hesitation. Alex understood that in life, a true friend is not only someone who shares joy with us, but also someone who is ready to hold our hand through the toughest challenges. The Stoic philosophy, as illustrated by the story of John and Alex, emphasizes that the value of a relationship does not lie in the moments of happiness, but in its ability to stand firm through adversity. We should seek and nurture relationships where loyalty and empathy do not waver with circumstances. Such friends are not only a comfort, but also a source of strength that helps us overcome all of life's challenges. Number 7. Stoic reflections on the impact of gossip. Gossip is akin to a social toxin, pervasive and destructive, capable of dismantling trust and camaraderie swiftly, much like a wildfire obliterates a forest. When someone whom you count as a friend speaks ill of you behind your back, this act transcends mere rumor-mongering. It is an active betrayal of trust, an undermining of your reputation, and the integrity of your relationship. From a Stoic viewpoint, such actions offer a profound lesson on the nature of respect and loyalty. If a friend gossips about you, it unveils a disheartening truth. Their respect for you is superficial, and their loyalty is questionable. This realization, though painful, is crucial. The Stoics taught that we should not be disturbed by the actions or opinions of others, but rather see them as opportunities to reinforce our own virtues and to decide wisely whom to trust. Marcus Aurelius, a proponent of Stoicism, encouraged reflection rather than retaliation in such situations. He argued that we should focus on maintaining our character in the face of adversity, and use these challenges to strengthen our resolve and commitment to living virtuously. When confronted with gossip, instead of yielding to anger or disappointment, a Stoic would reassess the relationship and perhaps choose to distance themselves from those who do not share their values of honesty and integrity. Thus, if you find that someone gossips about you, take it as a sign to realign your social circle in accordance with your true values. This does not necessarily mean immediate severance of ties, but it does call for a thoughtful evaluation of who deserves your trust and energy. Ultimately, engaging with individuals who value and uphold sincerity will fortify your well-being and lead to more fulfilling relationships. Let's explore the signs that someone may not like you and is trying to hide it, through the lens of Stoic philosophy. The Stoics taught that a deep awareness of your surroundings and the people around you is the first step to maintaining inner peace. When you notice signs like insincerity in communication, unexplained indifference, or being consistently ignored in conversations, it might be time to ask yourself whether the relationship is worth your emotional and time investment. If you find these insights useful, please hit like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our videos. If you agree with the message, stay away from fake people, leave a comment so we can build a stronger community together, focusing on self-value and the ability to face challenges. And don't forget to check out the recommended videos at the end screen to continue nourishing your soul and developing yourself every day. Let's strive together for a meaningful life where sincerity and self-respect are paramount. In life, maintaining peace of mind is crucial. This not only helps us steer clear of negative relationships, but also strengthens us in facing other challenges. If you recognize these signs in someone, confidently confront and reassess the relationship based on mutual respect and authenticity. Remember, your value does not depend on others' recognition, but on how you value and build yourself.